Welcome back, Goddess of Genesis fam. It's been a while. So I'm here to talk about the latest update that we got last night. And I think one of the biggest additions with this update is the new character Zhu Rong, who is, I believe she's going to be very strong, but you kind of need your whole team to be designed around catering to her strengths because she deals damage mainly when the opponent has a lot of debuffs. So you want to have a lot of characters that apply debuffs, and then you have Zhu Rong do like this massive meteor that just melts everyone's face. That's kind of what she does. If you've seen my other videos recently, you've seen that because I'm not like a Kraken super mega whale, I can't afford to limit break characters when they first come out. My new strategy is I'm going to be waiting until there's a rate up banner where there's two characters, such as this one, and then I'm going to pull. So that's why I skipped Morrigan, and that's also why I'm going to skip summoning one copy of Zhu Rong. Morrigan is coming back on a rate up banner with Demeter and Morrigan roughly in 2 weeks. The problem with Zhu Rong is I don't think she gets a good rate up banner for a while, so it could be 2 months before I get my first copy of Zhu Rong, which is regrettable because I think she is a really strong character. So we'll see if I regret this decision of passing on this. There will be a future, there will be other rate up banners with her, and I believe she comes back on a single character banner where it's expected that you want to limit break her to get her assist 4. So she is a pretty big deal. I'm not going to be talking about her because I'm probably not going to get my first copy of her for another 2 months. So sorry about that. That's just the limitations of being a small whale like me. We do also have this new banner with Uriel and Demeter, and I'm actually going to be pulling on this banner. I'll do it in a separate video. Uriel I don't know a whole lot about, but Demeter's a very important character to have, and I'm 1 copy away from getting her to 6 stars. So I'm hoping to get a 6-star Demeter out of this banner. If I pull 1 copy of Uriel, I'm probably going to stop there because I don't want to get multiple copies of her, so we'll see what happens in that video. We also have this gear summoning banner. Normally I don't recommend summoning on a gear summon banner, but this one does have Tears of the Nile, and if you do not have Tears of the Nile, it's probably the most important piece of equipment to own in the game because it will help you a lot in PvP and PvE, especially in Endless Corridor. Tears of the Nile is a must-have. You need at least 1, preferably 2 or 3. Like I finished Endless Corridor with 3 Tears of the Nile, and they were really important to my strategy. Of course, you can complete it without Tears of the Nile. You can use characters like Demeter, who's like the free-to-play version of Tears of the Nile, but then you only have 1, so it's going to be difficult getting through Endless Corridor without characters like Artemis, Demeter, and the equipment Tears of the Nile. So that's really important. The other equipment on this banner, Serpent's Helm is like 2nd best in class, same with Fire Dragon Armor, Key of Heaven. They're all pretty good equipment, so if you end up getting them, they're not the worst, but they're not the most rare. The jewel of this banner is definitely Tears of the Nile. Let's see, what else do we have with this update? We have this Blazing Vow login event, so make sure you're logging in every day to claim these free rewards. We also have a co-op grind event where you spend your stamina doing Astral Shore, Joint Strike, or Grand Archives, and then you can get this skin for Athena. So if you have Athena, you can use this skin on her, which I think looks pretty good. It's completely different from her regular look, and if you're into goth, then you've got that as well. So definitely be grinding your co-op grinds. Do your Joint Strike or your Grand Archives or your Astral Shore. Me personally, like for the past, I want to say at least 2 months, I've been grinding Grand Archives, mainly Grand Archives 2, because I've been leveling my perks. Because like if you do Joint Strike, you're doing it for gold. If you do Astral Shore, you're doing it for the material mainly. Like if you need to upgrade your equipment, it requires the, let me see, how can I show this? You need these, Odin's Eye, And when you upgrade your... Let me see, where's something that... Sorry, I don't have the best example of this. I need here. When you need to bless your items, you need these Ark of the Covenant. So Ark of the Covenant, Odin's Eye, those are why you grind Astral Shore. But otherwise, I think if you don't need gold and you don't need those items, I think you should be spending all your stamina grinding Grand Archives and leveling your perks. So with this update, we also got the 5th page of perks. But unfortunately, to unlock the 5th page, you have to completely fill out the 4th page, I believe, which requires you to fill out the other 3 pages before that. So it may be a while before the majority of us get over to page 5. But because I've been working on this for 2 months, I've got a ton of stamina saved up. I'm actually going to be pretty close to finishing up my page 4 pretty soon. And if I use a couple burgers or pizzas or whatever it is to fill my stamina, I could probably get to page 5 like by tomorrow. I feel like I'm pretty close. All I need to do is upgrade these last defense slots. And I've also have, what is that, 2,000 stamina burning a hole in my pocket. So I'm going to be getting to page 5. Hopefully you've been working on your perks as well. Otherwise, you may want to consider spending a lot of your stamina to get over to page 5 and upgrading those stats. Otherwise, you're going to run into someone like Dingus, who's just going to be impossible to beat because you attack him and you do like 5 damage, you know, because he's been grinding. People like Dingus and Geo, they've been grinding Grand Archives, and I'm sure they're well into upgrading page 5. Although I believe the way it works is you have to bring this to like level 20 before you can upgrade these. So it's going to take a very long time. You may spend the rest of your days in Grand Archives working on your page 5 upgrades, but these will, you know, give a massive boost to your character's power and stats. So I think it's really important you spend time here. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, but if you go over to the equipment summon banner and you look at the pool, we now have Visago's helmet, which we weren't expecting to get this for 2 more weeks. So usually when they put an item in the general summoning pool, that means we're going to get it next week. So most likely we're going to get Visago's helmet next week. And by the way, if you are wondering what it does, it's a helmet for guardians and warriors, and when it's fully upgraded, whenever you take damage, you have a 60% chance of getting a barrier that prevents damage, the next attack of damage. And then whenever you kill an enemy, you will do an additional strike that is up to 400% of your strength when fully upgraded. So I think this could be really powerful on someone like Gaia, who is already kind of a bulky hero and is very strong, and then Gaia can kill enemies pretty easily. So then when you kill someone, you'll get an additional attack that deals 400% damage, which, coming from Gaia, that could hurt a lot. So I could see this helm being really useful there. I don't know if it would be as good on a tank like a Joan or someone like that, because generally their strength is not the highest, but having that additional shield of invincibility could really help you in tanking. But it is a 60% chance, so it's not completely guaranteed. Still, as far as helms go, this should be a pretty good one. I don't think I'm going to be summoning on the equipment banner for it. I consider it good, but not great. Not like a must-have, not like Tears of the Nile. But if you happen to pull it, like in your random summons, then it'll be really helpful. We also have in the shop a bunch of packs that I think are mainly for whales. So small whale like me is not going to be buying these, but you can get random emblems, you can get custom emblem number 5, random emblem number 6, and then you've got like your artifacts and gems, which I'm not going to be spending money on something that's kind of throwaway and so RNG like with the artifacts and gems. So I'm going to be passing on these, but if you're a whale, feel free to support the game and keep the community going. By the way, speaking of community, if you are not already, you should join the Elite Discord, which is the best place to interact with the community and the players of this game. I've never had a Discord be the primary meeting spot for a game before, but such is the case with this one. I'll put the link in the description of this video, but you definitely want to join. It's a friendly community. You do not need to be a part of an elite guild to join, and you'll have very knowledgeable players there who play on the Chinese servers, so they have experience with what's coming for us 6 months down the line. Friendly community, can answer all your questions, and there's a lot of people talking about this game over there, so be sure to join. Okay, good luck, have fun everybody.